So, you don't need to fly to Tibet. You don't need to sit on a cushion, chant in Sanskrit, or pretend like you like kombucha. Sometimes grace shows up while walking past a busted Dunkin' and a Cumberland Farms that still sells CDs. I live in Brooklyn. Not that Brooklyn. The other one, the quiet, cracked, half-forgotten Connecticut version. No brownstones, no rooftop yoga, no artisanal anything. Just chain-link fences, weathered corner stores, and a steady stream of guys who look like they were born at 40 years old. And I swear, this place is full of saints. You won't see them on meditation apps or quoted in self-help books, but they're here. The Brooklyn Bodhisattvas, the ones who know how to live with just enough. The ones who've mastered the art of not giving a damn and still, somehow, they care. As we all know, we were sold a lie about what peace looks like. They always have it like sand dunes, soft music, wind chimes. But out here, peace sounds like the low hum of a soda cooler. It smells like scratch tickets and damp tile. It comes with a plastic bag and 2 packs of Marlboro Lights. I don't need stillness in a monastery. I need it while standing behind someone arguing about lottery numbers. I need it walking past a pigeon eating a discarded potato chip like it's fine cuisine. This isn't about rising above life. It's about dropping into it fully. But before we go deeper, please like, subscribe. Don't be a poser. I didn't wake up seeking meaning. I just needed eggs. It was the kind of morning where you shuffle out in torn sneakers and a hoodie, past the same potholes, the same porch with broken plastic chair, the same weird wind that smells like rust and old rain. But somewhere between your front step and the store's cracked threshold, something shifts. There's no destination, no real point, just your feet on cold pavement and the sound of a flag whipping above a desolate town hall. The walk becomes the practice. Not because it's spiritual, just because it's, honest. The corner store in my part of Brooklyn, Connecticut has one of those flickering lottery signs that's been broken since Bush was in office. The first Bush. It's run by a guy who listens to AM radio and never says more than 6 words at a time. There's a cat who sleeps on the ATM. And someone's always trying to sell you a used snowblower in July. This place is a shrine, not because it's special, but because it's not. The shelves are overstocked and underlabeled. Everything smells like jerky, bleach, and electricity, if that's a smell. But you go there because it's real. Every beep of the register, every eye roll from the clerk, every creak of sticky tile floor, it's all a kind of ritual. Outside the store, I once saw a pigeon with one leg hobble up to a crushed bag of Cool Ranch Doritos, pick at it and pause like it was savoring the flavor. There were kids yelling in the parking lot, someone blasting 90s rap from a beat-up Honda Civic. And that bird was just there, unbothered, perfectly in its lane. I stood there for way too long just watching it, and for the first time in a while, I wasn't waiting for something better. I wasn't trying to be anywhere else. In a way, that pigeon became my unofficial guru. We've got our own bodhisattvas out here. There's Rick, guy who fixes lawnmowers out of his garage. He doesn't sweat it if you're a couple dollars short. There's Ahmad at the gas station who remembers everyone's name and who's having a bad week. There's Robert, who sits in the parking lot every day like a gargoyle, just nodding and sipping coffee, watching the world lose its mind. They don't teach, they don't preach, they just are. Living examples of how to exist with grace in a world that mostly forgot how. They know when to speak and when to shut up, when to help and when to let you learn the hard way. They've made peace with the cracks in everything, including themselves. These are the real monks, the real mystics, even though they wouldn't call themselves anything close to that. Back inside the store, fluorescent lights buzz in a way that almost feels comforting. There's a sound to stillness when you're not chasing it. It hums, it clicks. It smells like burnt popcorn and day-old chicken tenders. I've had moments in meditation that felt less honest than standing in that freezer aisle, trying to remember if I needed milk or just wanted to feel something predictable. And maybe that's enough. Maybe not every spiritual revelation needs a sunrise. Maybe it just needs a working-class fridge and a quiet moment of not needing anything else. Forget mindfulness retreats. Here's real mindfulness. A woman at the counter counting change without rushing. A kid examining every flavor of beef steak like it's sacred. A guy reading the same paper 3 times because it's quiet. You, standing there, breathing, trying to absorb the true essence of the moment. There's a kind of peace you don't have to earn. You just have to stop resisting for a second. Stop fixing, judging, and comparing. You breathe in stale coffee and hot asphalt. You listen to an old man curse at a soda machine. You feel the cracked linoleum under your shoes, and you realize you're not lost. You're just here, which is more than most people can say. And let's not forget the cat. Every bodega has a cat, and this one is probably named Cat. He doesn't greet you. He doesn't care what you're buying. He lives on top of a fridge that doesn't close right and probably knows all the secrets of the universe. He's seen 1,000 late-night confessions, 1,000,000 broken hearts and banged-up cars, and he sleeps through all of it. He is the Bodhisattva you deserve. Maybe the walk to the corner store is the retreat. Maybe the noise, the weird smells, the awkward silence between neighbors, that's the monastery. Not a place to transcend life, but a place to see it again. Raw, broken, and beautiful. Brooklyn, Connecticut may not look like a place for spiritual growth. But if you slow down, if you notice, you'll find wisdom in the cracked pavement, truth in the guy yelling about scratch tickets, grace in the greasy paper bag you forgot you were holding. Look, you don't need to be perfect. You don't need to be peaceful. You just need to be present. The world won't pause for your epiphany, but it'll whisper if you let it. Through the buzz of a freezer, the flicker of a light, the laugh of a stranger outside a bodega. That's the sermon. That's the path. And the Brooklyn Bodhisattvas will be there, not waiting for you to catch up, but already quietly nodding, because you finally noticed what they've known all along. Zen lives in the everyday ugly, and it never needed to be anywhere else. Thanks again. This has been Slack Signal X.